New developments tonight in a deadly crash that killed two school teenagers. A witness walked us through the moments before the wreck.
It was just a horrible experience.
The dangerous move she says she watched the other driver make seconds before impact.
Live, local, late breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News Night Beat. Coverage you can count on.
Good evening, I'm Liz Arts in for Wendy Corona.
And I'm Matt Belanger.
Happening right now, DeKalb County Police are searching for a suspect who opened fire inside of a Walmart. They gave us this surveillance video. You can see the suspect pointed a gun at an employee. News since 6 o'clock. Channel 2's Rachel Stockman spoke with a worker who says she is very thankful for the quick thinking of a security officer.
Liz, that employee I spoke with didn't want to be on camera because it's against Walmart policy, but she says she is very thankful for that quick thinking, as you mentioned, of that security officer who held the gun down where those employees could get away.
The search is on for this man who police say opened fire Tuesday night at this Walmart on Farrington Road in Lithonia. Shoppers are taking note.
In this day and time, it's like everybody's carrying weapons and everything. You just really don't know what's going on.
DeKalb County Police gave only Channel 2 Action News this surveillance video. You can see security employees seem to notice something suspicious. They point to the cameras, focusing in on the store. Moments later, a loss prevention officer brings a shoplifting suspect into the security office, according to police report. Then, shortly after being told to empty his pockets, police say the suspect pulled a gun from a paper bag and fired a shot near the employees. You can see the security officer tackle him in the video. He says to prevent him from shooting his manager. Employees tell Channel 2 Action News they credit the Walmart employee with keeping them safe.
He was just doing his job, and, you know, all he's trying to do is protect his people.
He put his life at risk because he could have got shot, but at least he did something.
As the suspect is leaving, you see in the video he appears to point a gun at the employee, who then quickly closes the security office door as the suspect runs.
You just got to be careful because the day we're living in, you know, things are just getting really bad.
Now, police tell me the suspect is likely from Tennessee, and he is still on the run, wanted on aggravated assault charges. Reporting live in DeKalb County, Rachel Stockman, Channel 2 Action News Night Beat.
We have posted the surveillance video from this story on the WSB TV Facebook page. Hundreds of people have shared it. You too can share the video to help police track down the gunman.
Tonight, a witness gave Channel 2 Action News a detailed account of a deadly crash that contradicts what Georgia State Patrol first told us about who was responsible. High school sweethearts, 18-year-old Janelle Priester and 17-year-old Nicholas Wright, died in the crash Wednesday night. Investigators initially said Priester pulled out into oncoming traffic. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is live at the crash scene in Paulding County. Taisha, this witness believes the other driver is responsible.
Matt, this memorial continues to grow in the same spot the teen's car landed, and GSP told us this new information means charges are possible during this investigation. One woman I spoke to today believes it's clear who was at fault. Kirsten Liberty knelt down for a moment of silence at this crash site. A local teenage couple, Janelle Priester and Nick Wright, died in the wreck.
I saw everything that happened from before it happened until after it happened.
She says she was driving along Highway 61 around 9:30 Wednesday night. She was behind a Mustang and a Camry that got her attention.
And they were driving very erratically. They would speed up and slow down. They would speed up and slow down. And then they started to sort of chase each other.
She says she called 911 to report the two speeding cars. She said the Camry driver was the aggressor.
The Camry. And she came up beside the Mustang, and then she knew she had to get around, so she quickly swerved in front of the Mustang, and at that moment she ran into the car.
The car Janelle and Nick were traveling in
flipped immediately, and you could tell that there was going to be a fatality in that car.
According to an initial investigation by GSP, Janelle was at fault for not yielding to oncoming traffic. Liberty says that's just not true.
I was horrified. I was absolutely horrified and felt like it really does a disservice to the children that lost their lives. I know for a fact that those two cars were driving very recklessly, and I know that they caused. There's just no doubt in my mind.
Right after she gave GSP her witness statement that night, Liberty says she heard the Camry driver confessing.
She was saying it was my fault. I did that. She knew that she was in the wrong.
Janelle's younger brother, Josh, who was in the back seat, and the driver of the Camry were both injured in the crash but are expected to be okay. Tonight, we're live in Paulding County. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
Go to the WSB TV Facebook page for the latest developments on the crash investigation. You can also leave messages for the families of the teens killed.
Developing tonight, we are working to learn the identities of 2 children and a man killed in a wrong-way crash on I-75. Police say 20-year-old Jorge Solis was driving northbound in the southbound lanes near the Fulton-Clayton County line. His truck hit a car head-on. The crash killed a 7- and 8-year-old and a man. Another man and a 3-year-old child have serious injuries. Police have charged Solis with DUI and vehicular homicide.
We have new developments tonight. Fulton County investigators have made an arrest in a hotel fire. 42-year-old Roger Solomon of Atlanta is charged with arson and aggravated assault. The fire forced 50 people into the streets Saturday night. Hotel owner Jay Patel says he saw what happened.
He put a bed mattress by the door, and he put a fire on it, and when he started smoking, I guess, he threw the TV to the window, and he jumped out the window, and he left.
9 guests and 1 firefighter were injured.
Developing tonight, we are learning more about the funeral arrangements for the church massacre victims in Charleston. Here's the latest. The interim pastor at Mother Emanuel AME Church confirmed services for most of the 9 victims will be this week. He says the funeral for Reverend Clementa Pinckney is Friday, and the coroner completed the autopsies. Each of the victims died from multiple gunshot wounds. Today, the church reopened for the first time since the massacre as the community begins to heal. Charleston strong! A solemn sight in Charleston, South Carolina. Thousands of people held hands to form a chain across Arthur Ravenel Bridge to honor those who died. Church bells rang for the 9 victims of the Emanuel AME massacre. The historic church reopened today to a capacity crowd.
Bring your burdens to the Lord and leave them there. Whether you're praying for yourself or the 9 families.
Downstairs, people gathered in the Bible study room where the murders happened on Wednesday. Investigators are now poring over what they think is an online manifesto. Photos show 21-year-old Dylan Roof with a gun and Confederate flag. The rant, filled with hate for blacks, Hispanics, and Jews, stated, "We have no skinheads, no real KKK." Well, someone has to have the bravery to take it to the real world, and I guess that has to be me.
Yes, sir.
Police charge Dylan Roof with 9 counts of murder, and they say he has confessed. Back inside the church, as the temperatures soared, so did the spirit of the day.
I want you to hug 3 persons right next to you. Tell them it's going to be all right.
A community coming together to heal. The shootings have also renewed calls for lawmakers to remove the Confederate flag from the grounds of the South Carolina State House.
A local church prayed for the city of Charleston during Sunday service today.
The victim's family, the pastor, Reverend Pinckney, we're praying this morning. Young man, the shooter.
The pastor of Jackson Memorial Baptist in Northwest Atlanta says his church was touched and saddened by the mass shooting. He also urged the congregation to forgive the person responsible.
Also today in Charleston, police say someone vandalized a Confederate monument. Vandals spray painted the message "Black Lives Matter" on a statue memorializing the Confederacy. City workers covered the graffiti with a tarp until the memorial can be cleaned. Someone also wrote, quote, "This is the problem, #racist." The vandalism is under investigation. Stay with us for continuing coverage of the church massacre investigation. We will bring you any new developments during this newscast. You can also get updates and watch video on WSBTV.com and tune in to Channel 2 Action News this morning starting at 4:30 for the latest overnight developments.
The corruption retrial of suspended DeKalb County CEO Burl Ellis resumes tomorrow, and Ellis is expected to be back on the witness stand telling his side of the story. On Friday, Ellis spent most of the day listening to secret recordings of his conversations and explaining what he meant. Ellis is accused of strong-arming vendors for campaign contributions. He testified that he never pressured anyone.
Developing right now, police are focusing their search for 2 escaped killers in a rural area near Pennsylvania. Hundreds of officers are searching cars as helicopters fly overhead in the town of Friendship, New York. The area is 350 miles south of the prison where David Sweat and Richard Matt escaped. Police say that they are acting on what they call a credible report that the fugitives were seen in that area.
We have a traffic alert for the downtown connector. You're looking live right now at 75 North at the University Avenue ramp. Workers are set to restripe pavement and install raised markers beginning tomorrow night. The work will stretch from University Avenue to Northside Drive between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. Drivers should watch out for slow-moving equipment and rolling lane closures during those hours.
Douglasville's police chief says that he is ready to get back to work tomorrow. Chris Womack was suspended for more than a month during an investigation into whether the chief broke department rules during a high-speed chase and arrest. On Friday, the city council voted to reinstate Chief Womack.
Well, some Atlanta police officers got together with the community today in Grant Park. They taught children how to call 911 in an emergency. They showed off their bicycles and motorcycles as well. The goal is to foster a better relationship with the community.
New developments in the killings of New Orleans police officer by a handcuffed suspect. 33-year-old Travis Boys was still wearing his broken handcuffs when police arrested him. Officers took him to the hospital to be treated for dehydration. Police are trying to figure out where the murder weapon came from. They say officers frisked the suspect, and Officer Daryl Holloway's service weapon was still in the holster when he was shot. Holloway was a 23-year police veteran.
We hit 93 degrees today, and tomorrow expected to be the hottest day yet of 2015 with even warmer temperatures ahead. I'll break down when we can expect some rain showers to cool us off in just a minute.
New at 11, a big pile of trash at a local apartment community. Neighbors told us they fear the mess will create an even bigger problem.
It's unreal because you know that it's going to bring into other infestations. It's going to be, roaches.
What happened when we started asking questions and why residents say the temporary fix is not enough.
And a local mother walks us through the moment she says her roof collapsed on her small child.
And a piece of the ceiling fell on top of him.
Why she told us this dangerous situation should have never happened.
Closed captioning is brought.
All new at 11, some apartment residents in DeKalb County told us they're just fed up with this big mess near their homes. They say the piles of trash are a hazard and more needs to be done to fix the problem. Channel 2's Matt Johnson is live in Lithonia. Matt, you started questioning management about this Thursday.
Matt, I was here Thursday, and the trash situation was actually worse, if you can imagine it. If you look here, you can still see mattresses here, old food, trash bags, flies swarming around. Neighbors are worried about rats and other type of bugs. Now, residents say they have no choice but to keep adding to the pile of trash here, and the property manager says he's just as frustrated.
It's awful. It's awful.
It was so piled up that we couldn't even get to the streets.
As the trash piles up, so do the complaints.
The garbage it stinks so bad you can smell it from way down there.
This is what residents at the park at Edinburgh Apartments in Lithonia have seen for a week every time they've left their complex.
It's unreal because you know that it's going to bring into other infestations. It's going to be, roaches. It's going to be rats.
This is video from Thursday when a resident called Channel 2 Action News to look into why the trash was overflowing into the streets. And this is video of the trash pile from Sunday.
I think it's gotten moved. I won't say that it's gotten better.
The property manager tells us the trash compactor broke, forcing everyone to put their garbage in a small temporary dumpster.
It's not like we enjoy having all this trash out here. I live here also, and I don't like it either.
Willis Pride tells me his crew fills up every daily temporary dumpster within an hour, and he's at the mercy of his service provider. I called Republic Trash Services on Thursday.
Okay, sir, I would have to escalate this over to a supervisor and have one call you back.
And I've yet to hear back, but residents at the complex say they're fed up with the filth and need to hear more from their management.
Don't wait till it pile up and then y'all want to come out here and do something. Keep it maintained until y'all get it fixed. There's ways around this.
Now, the property manager says he expects to have that trash compactor fixed by the end of the week. Live in DeKalb County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action News.
Tonight, we are waiting for an answer from a management company about why a woman's apartment roof collapsed. Tanika Jackson showed us the damage at her Paradise East apartment in DeKalb County. She said it came crashing down this morning in her bedroom on her young child.
My son was actually laying right here, and a piece of the ceiling fell on top of him.
She says that she called the leasing office on Friday and said that the ceiling was in danger, but no one came out. We called the 24/7 emergency number today, but no one has responded.
Well, Severe Weather Team 2 is tracking dangerous heat headed our way.
Meteorologist Katie Walls joins us in Severe Weather Center 2. And Katie, tomorrow will be another hot day.
Exactly, another hot day, and likely the hottest day we've seen yet in 2015. Last week on Thursday, we topped out at 95 degrees. Tomorrow, we're expecting 96. Tuesday up to 97 degrees. And of course, it's going to be those heat indices that make it feel even hotter. Let's start though with a check on our Storm Tracker 2 HD overlaid with our current temperatures. Temperatures are still a bit on the muggy side. 83 degrees coming in for Hartsfield, Jackson, as well as Athens. Also over the last few hours, you might have heard those rumbles of thunder if you lived in the eastern part of the metro extending out to the greater Athens area. We were indeed tracking some isolated showers and storms, but those showers and storms continue to fizzle out. Check this out, right on top of Oconee, extending into northern Morgan County. That little storm has now completely died down, and we are expecting a mainly dry radar as we head into the overnight period. This is our high resolution model. We update it for you every hour, and you can see that we're expecting very hit or miss rain overnight. That is why we are expecting that mainly dry radar. Possible shower or storm, but very hit or miss indeed. Starting off your Monday morning commute, dealing with a bit of cloud cover, but not expecting anything in the way of rainfall. So certainly good news there. Expecting a nice dry roadway. 5 o'clock temperatures running around 77 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Sunrise, by the way, at 6:28. At 7 o'clock, temperatures still running in the mid to upper 70s. Feeling very warm, very sticky outside. Light breeze out of the west around 5 miles per hour. And by 9 o'clock, still dealing with a partly cloudy sky with those temperatures quickly climbing into the middle 80s. So a mostly sunny sky to get your Monday morning started with a very small chance for a shower. And then as we head into the afternoon period, even by around lunchtime, still calling for a mostly sunny sky. More cloud cover building in with that daytime heating in the afternoon. Now, this particular model, I do think, is slightly overdone with the amount of rain areas. Nonetheless, we will still keep that 10% chance for an isolated shower or storm in the forecast across North Georgia. But by far and large, the vast majority of us expecting a nice dry radar. And because of the dry conditions expected, that will really allow temperatures to climb. So tomorrow morning, we're going to be starting off around 74 degrees in Atlanta, 71 in Rome, 69 for Calhoun. The official overnight low from this morning was 72 degrees for Hartsfield, Jackson. This afternoon, our official high 93, and tomorrow, because of we're expecting fewer rain areas, 96 degrees our expected high for Hartsfield, Jackson, 94 for Griffin. Meanwhile, check out Athens and Eatonton, expecting high temperatures to be running in the upper 90s and close to 100 degrees. Now, of course, when we combine the temperature with the humidity, you get your heat index. Those will certainly be in the triple digits for many of us across North Georgia. They were today. And when we are expecting those possibilities for the 105-degree heat indices, that will be more toward the Athens and Eatonton area, extending to the Augusta area and into middle Georgia. So if you are heading outside tomorrow, most of us are, please just keep in mind the heat, and remember to beat the heat and check the back seat. After just 1 hour of 95-degree heat, a car's interior warms all the way up to 138 degrees, which of course can be deadly. So let's look ahead now to that 5-day forecast and notice even hotter temperatures on the way for your Tuesday, up to 97 degrees. That'll be just 2 degrees shy of that record of 99. Wednesday, increasing our rain chances up to 20%, and then by Friday, expecting scattered showers and storms to roll into North Georgia, continuing for your weekend always in view. That will help to cool things down, likely into the upper 80s. Your Fish and Game report for tomorrow. This is when we can expect those peak times. Expected, let's see, 6:20 in the morning as well as 7:20 tomorrow evening. Karen Minton will be starting off your forecast at 4:30 with updates on just how hot those temperatures will be getting.
Thousands of firefighters are battling wildfires across California. The problems they've hit as they work to contain the flames.
And a local couple is behind bars accused of making meth, the secret compartment police say they used to hide the drugs.
Weather on Channel 2.
Today we got our first look at a Johns Creek couple arrested on meth charges. This is Mary Flores and her boyfriend Hector Valley Gomez. Police raided this house on North Bridges Drive last Thursday. Investigators gave us these photos of some of the crystal meth they found. They also seized a car which detectives say had a secret compartment to hide the drugs.
Firefighters are working to put out wildfires in 6 states tonight. The largest is the so-called Lake Fire in Southern California. More than 16,000 acres are burning. Thousands of men and women are on the ground battling the heat and rough terrain to get a handle on it. In Arizona, female inmates are helping to fight the largest of 7 fires in that state. A local rescue group has done it again. More than a dozen dogs brought here from overseas. The organization's reason for giving another set of dogs a new home.
Imagine you didn't have... Tonight, 15 golden retrievers from Turkey are in metro Atlanta after an Alpharetta group rescued them. The dogs arrived at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport overnight. They're 6 months to 3 years old. Members of Adopt a Golden Atlanta hope to find the dogs homes in Georgia.
What's great about these dogs, they are social. They've had to live on the streets. They've begged for food. So they're wonderful with people.
Last month, the group rescued 36 golden retrievers from Turkey. Organizers say it went so well, they wanted to help more dogs.
Tonight, a consumer recall to pass along to you. PetSmart says an aquarium heater could cause an electrical shock. The company is recalling the top fin plastic aquarium heaters. They were sold between August of 2014 and April of this year. PetSmart says more than a dozen customers reported issues. We posted details on WSBTV.com. Look in the consumer section under recalls.
The second major of the year came down to the 72nd hole of the tournament. Zach's in next with a thrilling yet crushing conclusion of the U.S. Open.
My name's Celeste.
News happens. Channel 2 Action News knows seconds matter. Our reporters and photographers move fast to take you to the scene. When the big stories break, count on Channel 2 Action News every day at 5. You may think tickets are going fast for y'all.
21-year-old Jordan Spieth was speechless after finishing his final round of the U.S. Open. Not only because he has now won back-to-back major championships, but because he saw Dustin Johnson 3-putt from 12 feet to hand him the trophy. Off to Chambers Bay, where it came down to the 72nd and final hole. They made it a par 5 today, and this is Spieth from 15 feet for eagle. Just slides by, taps in for birdie. He's your clubhouse leader by 1 over Johnson at 5 under par. Now, after hitting his approach 5-iron, 247 yards to just 12 feet, Johnson has this eagle putt to win the U.S. Open. Doesn't touch the cup, folks, and rolls 3 feet past. All right, DJ now needs this for a birdie and to force a playoff with Spieth, but he yanks it left. A 3-putt from 12 feet on the final hole of the tournament. Jordan Spieth becomes the 6th player ever and the first since Tiger Woods in 2002 to win the Masters and the U.S. Open in the same year.
I didn't expect the next one to come this soon necessarily. We certainly planned on getting into contention, but I know that I know it's in a good place, and I'm certainly pleased with where the career has come so far. And looking forward, we've got to look to the next goal.
Mike Davis, who runs the United States Golf Association, who in turn run the U.S. Open, is getting crushed by the players for the awful greens this week. Billy Horschel, who won the Tour Championship out at East Lake last year, did not hold back tonight, despite shooting a 367 today.
I think a lot of players, and I'm one of them, have lost some respect for the USGA and this championship this year. For the greens, and not only the greens, and one of the biggest issues I have is for the fans. Here we are in the Pacific Northwest, where we haven't been since late 90s for the PGA Championship, and the viewing is awful.
Julio Teheran looked like the Julio Teheran we are used to seeing today. For the 7th time in his career, he went at least 7 innings and allowed just a single hit. After walking Curtis Granderson to begin the game, he would then retire the next 12 Mets batters. Struck out 5 and 7 scoreless innings and gets the win. 1-0 your final as the Braves sweep the Mets out at Turner Field.
Zach, thank you.
And thank you for counting on Channel 2 Action News.
Coming up next, what are Jordan Spieth's chances to win the British Open and the PGA Championship? Sports Zone Sunday is next.